What's up, class?
This is our guest speaker for today. He'll be here today, Las Vegas, but he comes back here periodically to do some business here. He still has his accounting firm here, and he does have a lot of investments here.
All right, I just want to first thank Phil Larry for having me out here today. Like you said, I've been here. This is my third time, and I really enjoy coming and speaking to you guys because I basically started weight training when I was 18, just out of high school, and I'm a normal guy, and I've been fortunate to make a career out of just doing what I love to do, and that's lifting weights. I had no plan to be a professional bodybuilder, so I grew up in Central Massachusetts. I'm 29 years old. I grew up on a farm actually in Central Massachusetts, Worcester County. 3 brothers, 3 sisters, pretty large family, and I just did the normal, teenage things. And when I was young, I just basically rode my bike. I was involved in sports. I played football in high school, and I did track. And basically, working in the farm, I developed quite a physique, even at like 12, 13, 14 years old. So right out of high school, I basically joined the gym at 18 years old, right when I graduated, and I was off to college pursuing a degree in criminal justice, and that was basically when I started. Okay, I didn't really know what I was doing. I never knew what I was getting involved in, so I started weight training just to be bigger. Okay, and basically the first year of training, I gained like 50 pounds. Okay, I ate a lot of food, and I thought it was just about eating as much as possible of every kind of food, which wasn't really the case because I got kind of fat in the beginning a little bit. And I actually competed in my first contest about a year and a half after training, which was the Teenage Nationals, which is the best teenage contest in the country. Okay, I competed down in Raleigh, North Carolina. I competed at about 215 pounds, which was pretty good size for someone my height, 5'9". So I won the heavyweight division in the Teenage Nationals. That made me the best teenage bodybuilder in the country. So did a few odd jobs. I worked security. I worked on a golf course just to finance myself with the foods and the supplements that it took to actually continue to weight train and actually put on muscle. And of course, like being a kid in a small town USA, Massachusetts, to go out to California and train at Venice Beach was like a dream for me. So I learned a little bit about training, staying out there for about a month back in 1993. I was 19 years old, and I decided at that point I wanted to pursue bodybuilding as a full-time career. So what I did is I went back home and I buried myself in training. Okay, at that time I was basically trying to start a construction business, which somewhat was my background because my family owned a construction business, and I built this business and continued to bodybuild at the same time. At 22 years old, I came out to California to compete in my first men's show, okay, which I won, which was a Tournament of Champions. It was here in Redondo Beach. For me, I landed my first Muscle and Fitness magazine cover, Muscle Mag International, and of course I met the guy who was basically the godfather of bodybuilding, Joe Weider, at that time, and he offered me a contract, pretty good money for a kid that's 22 years old, not even a professional bodybuilder yet. The next year, at age 23, I went to the men's nationals and won my division there, heavyweight division, in Dallas, Texas, 1996. That allowed me to earn pro status in the U.S. and compete amongst the pros. To be a successful bodybuilder and or any other athlete, there's a lot of business involved. Okay, there's contracts, there's marketing, there's investments. Okay, so I had to teach myself, okay, because I am my own agent. I don't have anyone that handles business for me. I do all my negotiations. I handle all my business. I incorporated myself when I was 22 years old. Okay. The name of my corporation is JKC Enterprises. That is myself. I incorporated myself. That way I'm allowed tax write-offs of my food, my clothing, all my travel expense, gas. I mean, everything that's involved in my day-to-day activities as a professional bodybuilder. I do all my own bookings. Okay, a promoter calls me. For example, I travel every single weekend, basically February through August. Okay, this year. So this past weekend I was in Texas. This weekend I go to Arizona. The following week I'm in Chicago. Weekend after that I go to New York. It never ends. Okay, so what I'm doing on these things is what you see now is I'm doing public appearances where I speak. I go pose on stage to music in my little bikini, and that's what we do besides. And then come August I cut all that stuff off. I start competing for the ultimate title, which is Mr. Olympia. Probably one of the biggest paydays, the Arnold Classic, which I won $100,000, a Hummer truck, and a $20,000 Rolex. Contest, I haven't always been the best in the world, and I had to work my way up in steps, and that's why, it's been such a rewarding business for me, because I've been at the top, of course, winning the Teenage Nationals, then, of course, not losing a show, winning my pro card first time out, which is basically unheard of in the U.S. Okay, 23 years old. And then 1998, I competed at the Night of Champions. Okay, I finished 11th. It was my first real defeat in bodybuilding, which was very upsetting for me. Okay, so I came back in 1999. I got fourth place at the Arnold Classic, third at the Pro Ironman, and went to my first Mr. Olympia in 1999, and I finished 15th. I finished almost dead last. Okay, and I couldn't understand because I thought I was in my best shape. So I stepped back. I came back in 2000. I won the Night of Champions, which is another pretty major step in professional bodybuilding. And then landed 8th at the Mr. Olympia that year, which is, of course, top 10 in the world. Mr. Olympia is like the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. And will lock myself in the house, only address the business matters through the phone and the internet, and cut all my travel time, because I'm training twice a day, about 4 hours a day, sleeping about 14 hours a day, tanning, cooking my food, and that's it. No world for me. Just eat, sleep, train, and just think about winning the contest, and that's it. So for me, mentally be able to do that, everything has to be in a line, and I have to make sure that all my business matters are taken care of, early in the morning, and of course that's building for the next year, which is very, very important part for me. I mean, my day basically starts on Wednesday. Okay, to give you a basic rundown of my week. Wednesday I shave. Okay, I have to shave my whole body down. Okay, Thursday, pack my bags, make sure all my Cutler material, which is basically my pictures, my t-shirts, my hats, my videos that I sell at all the contests. Okay, I make sure that bag's packed and full, stocked up. And then I put a coat of color on, which is, you can actually see a little bit of the dye I still have on for the stage lights, because you have to have a dark skin tone for the stage lights. So I put the color on Thursday, okay, and usually showered off on Friday morning, get on a plane, fly all day, usually on Friday, go to dinner on Friday night with the promoter, go to the show all day Saturday, pose Saturday night, get on the plane, fly home on Sunday, come home, train Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay, take care of business matters, and that's really basically my week, and then I do it all back over again starting Wednesday. Well, the bodybuilder supposedly peaks at around 35 years old, okay? Like I said, I'm 29 years old. I'm one of the youngest guys out there right now, probably the youngest top guy anyway. And I plan to do it another 3 years and retire, and of course move on to other business endeavors after that. Okay, 550 pounds, I can squat about 750 pounds. A little less than you can do. I spend $1,000 a week on food, sure. Because I eat out. I mean, I eat out at least once a day, and that's amounts to about $50 a day just in eating out. I think the most important thing is the consistency that I've had has definitely paid off for me. Okay, there's been so many times where I said I wanted to quit. This isn't worth it for me, and you know, right now, being on the top of my sport and the top of my business, I'm so glad that I held on and I was able to do so. Okay, but the point is I haven't really sat back and said, okay, I've made it to the top. I'm going to let it all come to me. I'm still out there hustling. I'm still okay. I'm also trying to branch off right now. I'm getting into some land development out, which I live in Las Vegas. I'm trying to get involved with a partner out there and building some custom homes. Okay, and further trying to promote myself, use my name, you know, Jay Cutler, as, you know, another avenue. Okay, so I want to get into building some homes and not put all my eggs in one basket, which I was saying last class. I said, you know, bodybuilding, it's like any professional sport. I mean, I could go to the gym tomorrow, be bench pressing, tear my pec, and it's over for me. Okay, I'm done. I can't compete anymore. What do I do? And a lot of athletes run into that situation. If I'm not smart and invest my money, I was fortunate where Larry actually hooked me up with a great accountant who got me involved with a financial advisor a couple years ago, and I'm actually able to invest a lot of my money that I'm making and be smart. I mean, there's a lot of money to be made in bodybuilding. I know a lot of you may not be familiar with the sport of bodybuilding because it's not televised as much or even shown. I know that Mr. Olympia is on pay-per-view now. It will be in October. But as a top bodybuilder, there's a lot of money to be made. I mentioned, you know, the Arnold Classic, what it pays. The Mr. Olympia is $110,000 an Escalade truck. So you're basically talking close to $200,000 for winning those shows. Now I'm at the level to win, of course, the Arnold or the Olympia possibly, and be booked every single weekend with these guest appearances, which I make $3,000 to $4,000 a piece, plus the pictures and video sales. I mean, there's no reason why I can't make between $4,000 and $5,000 a weekend doing each appearance. Okay, so being a top bodybuilder, I mean, there's no reason why you can't make anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million a year. Okay, but it's only a short time, and that's the most important thing that I've learned is you can't look at it as this money's always going to be rolling in. You have to prepare yourself for the future. So no matter what you do, you always want to have something that you can fall back on, and that's why, you know, the investments and the other business ventures are the most important thing for me. I'm probably known in the business as one of the smarter bodybuilders, and I've always tried to save and prepare myself for later on. I'm 29 years old. I plan on doing this probably till I'm 33, and then it's time to move on to something else. But I mean, I'm looking at a lot of you, okay? And I remember when I was 18, just getting out of school, not really having a direction. I went to college for criminal justice. I thought I wanted to be a police officer. And of course, here I am as a professional bodybuilder, which was a dream of mine early on, and I never thought possible. So I was the last person in the world to expect to be #1 in the world in 2003. Okay, so you know, you always have to believe that you can achieve something. I guess I'm proof of that, because I'm basically the kid from small town USA that's made it to the top, and I've done it through consistency and hard work and making the smartest business moves I can. You basically have to live life to the fullest at the time, and right now you guys are at a huge turning point of your lives. This is where you move into the next step of your life, okay, where you're going to have to make your own decisions, and you know, sometimes these early decisions can be the most important things in your life, okay, what you may do in the future. A lot of you probably heading off to college, and you know, you have a lot of careers that you're planning to endure right now, but that may change. I mean, I wanted to be a cop. In 2 years I wanted to be a bodybuilder, and then you know, of course, now I did the bodybuilding thing, became the best I could, and moving on to other ventures now. Okay, so things change. You know, you go through changes in life, but you have to be willing to take those changes. There's only really probably 3 or 4 top guys making really serious money in the business, and like I said, it's not. This isn't one of those businesses you can just sit there and let the money roll in. It just doesn't happen that way. Is that the end of class? All right, thanks, class. Thanks for coming out and listening to my story.
Yeah.
Give me a half shot.
Oh man, that's the fattest.
300 pounds.
Ryan Hitchman, Michelle Deaver, Jessica Jewell,
That's
and
great.
Milo.
Sweet! So this is what happens when you lock yourself in the gym, buddy. High protein.
Ooh, shoot, dog.
Hey, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, this is normal. When you walk out, what are they going to do? They're going to go, whoa.
It wasn't like this last time, though.
Yeah.
Come on, pose down with me. Come on.
What's that? Oh, no. Hey, Benito, come here, buddy. It's too bad we didn't have it. Okay, Kristen. Too bad you can't.
Can I touch you? Oh my god.
Twisted Steel sex appeal. What's up? You're the biggest kid here?
Well, me and him.
Jimmy, have your autograph.
Just sign it on your pack. It's a hard surface.
I like that.
Hey! They're throwing stuff at me, man. We're causing a riot.